Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Gladtrick back here with another League of Legends video. Today I'm gonna go through how I play support and how, hopefully we can get a good game in. But runes and masteries, I'll show you. Oh, wrong one. Maybe I won't, but I'll definitely have, I'll go over them at the end of the video, but builds, play style, and tips on how to play support in low elo, meaning bronze, silver, gold, and even low platinum. My favorite support's role is Thresh because he is super versatile. He has a lot of answers to a lot of things, disengage, engage, catch, peel, shielding, he's got so many tools in his kit that, he's never unviable. To me, I feel like he is the strongest support in the game only because he can almost carry a game just by playing really well. Now, obviously, he's a sport, so you can't really carry, but an AD carry can only carry if they have a good support. So you got to keep that in mind. You want to make sure that you're playing for your AD carry. It is completely selfless role, okay? Whatever you want, throw it out the window. Doesn't matter what you want. You got to be there for your ADC. You got to be there for your team, So it is a rough life, I've been a support main since Season 5, and I get flamed a lot. Teams don't give me credit for anything I do. Always give it to the ADC. Sad life, but it's what I go through. So hopefully I'll be able to get this will be a good game. Some tips for you, but I'll just give you a few basic guidelines for the general role of support, and then some main tips. If I do go through with Thresh, I'll give you some main tips on Thresh, that things I like to do. Now, right now in this patch, you're going to want to ban lethality champions. Basically, everyone knows that, okay? Lethality is just super busted right now. People like Zed, Talon, or even Jhin can really spiral an early lead to an out-of-control game. So you want to make sure that you ban those champions or that your team is going to be picking them. Now, they pick an immobile AD carry here as Jinx, so we're going to lock in Thresh. It's a pretty good pick against Jinx, and, her only answer is her Zap and her Snare, her E, but her, Grenade Chompers? I don't know what the name of the ability is, but, those are about the only things that she can do, and they're not even very reliable. Her W is just as slow, and her E isn't even very reliable. So, really good there. They lock in an Ezreal, so I think that's a Jace top, Ezreal mid, Vel'Koz support. Very squishy team, very squishy. So we're squishy as well. I'm the only one that's going to be, I think in this game, I'm going to be the only one that's over 3,000 HP by the end of it. So here's my, this is what I run for my Thresh runes. I run 80 reds, yellow or armor yellows and quints, and magic resist blues. You could swap out the flat magic resist for scaling magic resist. That works too. And then I run 0, 12, and 18 masteries. In that, I opt to go for the Courage of the Colossus. And you can run Windspeaker's Blessings, Courage of the Colossus, or Bond of Stone. All three of those can work on Thresh. You may think Windspeaker's is a little weird, but here's why it can work. Windspeaker's Blessing increases the shielding on your W, and I believe on your activatable items. And on my build, the build that I'm going to show you here, that is really big. It definitely helps out a ton. But what we're going for here is we're going to go for the Face of the Mountain, Knight's Vow, Locket, Redemption. Okay, these are the 4 main items in this build. The core obviously being Moby Boots with Face of the Mountain, Locket, and Sightstone. Those are the basic ones. And then I go for Ruby Sightstone. You know, I don't go for Eye of the Equinox. Here I'm gonna turn down my game. I feel like I'm shouting into the mic. There. So I don't go for Eye of the Equinox because with the build that I'm going, having 20% cooldown reduction. Wow, I don't know why one of us who flashed. I don't know why Echo flashed for that. So I threw my hook over the wall in assuming that Rengar would flash over. Unfortunately, that means that I start out with my hook. Ideally, you want to start with your Flay on Thresh. It gives you bonus damage early, easier to last hit minion waves with, as well as your autos. Your first auto when going up to an enemy champion auto will do more damage than an auto from an AD carry. And then you can just walk out and you won the trade. That simple. So you want to go Flay first. Okay, just for the Flay passive there, you can see Thresh's basic attacks scale up over time. As well as I like to Flay. You want to, if you have Flay, you want to use it on the buffs right as they're about to auto attack, and you cancel the animation and the damage, and it resets the auto attack. So it delays an attack on your jungler, meaning they take less damage while you're leashing. Wow, that stinks. We didn't get a single one of those minions. Oh, it's an Ezreal support. Okay. Alright. Oh, I didn't try a dodge. Interesting. So this changes things in the lane for me. Okay, I was expecting to go up against a Vel'Koz. There is less poke, but Ezreal is safer because he can arcane shift away. But obviously. Oh. So, I didn't have to use that last auto attack, but as you're walking, you know, you want to make sure that you're auto attacking, just getting a little bit of damage in, because that little bit of damage goes a long way, especially on Thresh because he's got his Flay passive. You want to make sure that you're in situations like that when you're running along. You saw I was running here while Jinx was running down here. You want, as you're running along, you want to make sure that you're chaining in auto attacks. Now, Ezreal did flash on that. Ooh, that poke damage. So, we'll ping that out. Really fortunate on that one, too. Oh. So we're gonna get a sightstone, get a red ward, switch out our trinkets. Get that. Grab that. Yeah, we'll grab 2 pots. Probably don't need to, but it is an Ezreal. He does poke a lot. Yeah, you shouldn't. You generally don't want to have 5 potions in your inventory at one time, but whatever, you know, it not a big deal. The 3 that I bought in the beginning of the game I didn't use, and a little bit of extra gold that I had, might as well if they're gonna poke. I should have thrown my lantern down. What was I thinking? Oh, unfortunate there. Easy kill. Easy kill. He definitely didn't think that I was going to live past his E W. Dude, I'm sorry. So, what I went for there is you bait him in. Unfortunately, I missed my hook, but he went in, and I was standing in my minions. You want to, in those trades like that, you know, he's playing AP, he's building AP. His auto attacks don't actually hurt that much. Okay. Yeah. Again, so since I have 5 potions, I can stay in lane. You know, I can heal back up. Ezreal support, he's not going to build sightstone, so I don't have to worry about sweeping the bushes before ganks, but, you know. In little fights like that, what you want to do nice dive. What is Rengar doing down here? Yeah, Vel'Koz is here. Yeah, I don't have to worry about the Rengar. He's not gonna chase. So, again, really good of our team to be rotating down. What? Is this bronze? Ah, dang. That's a really thick wall to try hook through. But, man. So bloodthirsty, man. Just chill out. Oh, I don't know why that Ezreal has a dark seal. I'll exhaust that out. Probably didn't need to, but you know, you don't want to risk your ADC possibly dying. Get some mana back. Wow, I didn't see that he was going to miss that. Don't want to go in. Well, they really bronze. You can see Jinx is just eating through her mana. She's using her rockets. She's throwing out her E's, her W. So pretty soon she's not going to have mana for any of these fights. So we can just wait for her to do that. We don't have to throw out any hooks. Ezreal's only got... Oh, wow. I'm actually surprised he's beating me in the... he jumped up. I could have walked forward sooner there. Just didn't expect him to be standing up here in this bush for so long. I figured he would be smarter than that. We can go for those single auto trades. You know, when our Flay passive's up, just go for the single autos. You'll beat them every time. Especially against an AP Ezreal. Yeah, Jinx chugging through that mana again. I mean, I even have 99 ping, and that's an easy ability to sidestep. So unreliable. I am sitting on 2k gold, so we should definitely look to back after this wave. Step down so Ezreal walks away. I don't know why Lucian's up there. Just clear the wave and back, my bro. I want it back, dude. I have a huge level lead on him because of the early kills. Holy. That damage, though. Got snared on the tower. Oh, did not expect that damage out of him. Buy another one of those. Again, the poke is just really strong. Can't really do much damage against him. I was being stupid there, trying to bait him in, and failed everything. Don't try to do that there. But got Elise and Echo. Echo's roaming down too. Yeah, Ezreal gained that kill. We're gonna deal with those 2 stacks. We're gonna get rid of those pretty soon here. Wow, I didn't realize how good Yasuo was doing top lane. Already finishing off his Phantom Dancer. The solution is being smart with his mana. You know, he's not using too much just to clear a wave. Is it going to save her? It is. Lantern OP. I guess I could have used Face the Mountain too. I probably should have if I was unsure if that was going to keep her alive or not. I should have used Face the Mountain. Flash to Mastery. Kill the ward. This Lucian's not going to let me use my stacks, is he? I didn't even use Face of the Mountain on that fight either. That's the crazy part. So, in situations like these, you can position up. Obviously, you don't want to stand in the wave and take too much damage. But, oh, tower, the minions are gone. But, when you got this much lane control, you know, you can position up here in this area. Yeah, no, she's not going to sidestep that. Face mount that, keep our ADC alive. Yeah, this is a done game. Fortunately, that didn't come down soon enough. We're going to walk up here and look for a hook on the Vel'Koz. Ah, didn't get it. Echo's got ultimate, that's why he's doing this. Okay, that's a kill. I got an assist because I got a lantern on Lucian, so that was sweet. But, you know, just snowballing a lead. It's very easy, especially with a team like this. Now, you're not always going to get teams that do this, okay? You're not always going to have the ADC that, you know, knows to punish a hook. So this is a very fortunate game. I'm having a lot of fun on this, but so now that we're pushed up, we've got some options. We can pressure mid, we can pressure top, go for the Herald. In fact, the Herald might be the best thing for us to do. Let's see if we can't keep that top laner alive. This guy's passive. Oh, what? Okay. Throw a lantern for our buddy there. Rift Herald is more important than a kill, at least. Dodge the charge. You want to walk away from that when he does that. You want to walk away from him and avoid taking that damage. We can trade bot tier tower. That's not huge. Lantern just for a small shield here. Next time he opens up his eye, he's dead. We'll give that to Lucian, and we'll start heading mid. Wow. I guess we might have taken some damage from... Yeah, we're going to be pushing this in hard. Oh, we didn't need to place that, bro. This turret's already dead. Okay. Holy. Holy, dude. Lucian just got melted. He's probably building lethality, though. Yeah, see, that's how stupid lethality is these days, yo. Just a freaking... Who killed me? Did Rengar? No, he did. So, a 2, 5, and 1 Rengar can one-shot an 80 carry with those items. Like, that's how stupid lethality is right now. You know, just... taking as many champions that use it out of the game as possible is your best option in low elo, because it's a kill focused game. They're playing to get kills. That's all they want, and they don't understand objective control, rotation. That means nothing to bronze and silver. In gold it gets a little bit better, but in those lower elos literally means nothing. You might as well be trying to play with, you know, a bunch of monkeys. They only care about kills. So definitely banning lethality champions is a really good idea.
Hey Andrew, do you have some food to feed the dog or something?
Yeah, it's
a little spooked when I walked out, so I just wanted to...
What'd you say?
He acted just like a little spooked when I walked out, so I just wanted to...
Yeah, no, we got
something.
yeah, we got some dog food out there for him already. All right, so we're gonna just pressure up here. Oh, I didn't get that hook out in time. Might have lived long enough if I had my lantern down. Anyway, so we finished up our log. We're going to sell these for another fairy charm. Next thing I go for is redemption. And the reason why is because it's shield and heal power works on your lantern, your locket, and your face of the mountain. And so I go for Forbidden Idol first over the Crystalline Bracer. Okay, yes, it gives 200 health and 50% base health regen. Those are good stats, but that only helps you. Okay, when you get Forbidden Idol, the 10% or 8% heal and shield power increases how much your shield shields you, your lantern, as well as how much it shields your allies. So it helps both you and your allies, as well as increasing your locket and face of the mountain. So that's why I go Forbidden Idol over the Bracer, and that's why I go Redemption after these items. Super strong, you know, you can keep your teammates alive for a very, very long time. Now, obviously, in that dive, we were under a tower, not quite as effective. I'm just going to run down. Yep. And to use flash too, like you're not getting away. I had the shorter route here. Think of it like this is a turn. Okay, this is a long turn. So he's taking the longest route to get around this turn, and I was taking the shortest one. Even though he flashed, used Yumu's Ghost Blade and his E to get up to here, we still came out side by side right here just because I took the inside of the turn. Never just chase straight, you know. Always take the inside routes, the quickest route possible, and cut him off, okay? Now, because we're pushing up here, he doesn't need me for the damage. Instead, we're going to be worrying about flanks. So I'm going to come out here and ward these areas. And then start coming back down because they might try to jump on Lucian here. Now I'll go walk in front of him just in case if Jace decides to throw out another Q. Yeah. Now remember, he doesn't have flash. So even if he's under tower, he's not safe. Okay, so he's out. He's gone. No worries. Okay. Yasuo's still chasing. Doesn't need to be. Again, just like I was saying before, they're only worried about kills. We got a free inhibitor right here. We can walk down. I can tank this. So I'll ping that because that's where I want to go next. I can tank. Oh, I guess they want to. Okay, fine. Easy hook. Easy setup. My team should be able to clean up after this. Yasuo coming in. I think Lucian was being a little bit too passive on that. At least more than he should have been. Dang, unfortunately, they were all really passive. We could have cleaned up that kill. I guess I also dove too far into tower. That's me being greedy for the kills. But I definitely think we should have came down here on that instead of going mid. Because we could have taken out that tower and gotten out. We would have been fine. So, the next thing we want to go for is getting this Baron control. The best way to do that is clearing out their vision and placing vision up here. Setting up for if they try to face check, you just hook them and they're dead. That's how this works. So we buy a red ward and you place it. I think, does she have sweeper? Yeah, she does. So she swept that. So we're going to place this right here. And we're going to come up and we're going to sweep all the way up to here. Ward that. And then we'll ward over the wall here. Rengar's over in this direction. Holy smokes. Literally killed before I could even blink. Anyway, so there's some Thresh gameplay for you. And if you're playing League and you're struggling, you know, you get autofill to support, and you gotta pick a champion. I would recommend spending time to learning Thresh because he's very versatile. You pick him if you play him well, you know, everything will work out for you. Very difficult champion to learn. Very easy to win games with once learned. Okay, he has a very high skill cap. You know, I don't think that you can ever get to a point where you've learned everything on Thresh. I feel Thresh has such a unique kit that pretty much his entire skill cap is just endless. So, definitely look into playing Thresh. I would recommend him for support. If you don't want to play Thresh, you want to play someone that carries a little bit more, look towards Zyra, Brand, Vel'Koz. Those three champions, mage supports that can do damage and carry games. I would recommend looking into those. But get Sightstone. Okay, you can see right here, you know, their 80 carry complaining about Sightstone. You don't get Sightstone, you lose the game. Think of it like that. I know it's 800 gold. I know it doesn't benefit you very much, or it doesn't seem like it does, but having that vision is so important. When you don't see Sightstone, you get what happened to this team. You saw we dove them over and over again. That's what happens when you don't buy Sightstone, because they don't have vision to spot the ganks out. So definitely get Sightstone. You don't even have to do anything else with it. Or you could go into Eye of the Watchers if you're playing mage supports, or if you don't want to build Face of the Mountain, or if you don't want to build Face of the Mountain or your support item, you can combine the two so you have an extra inventory slot. You can do that. But get Sightstone. Another thing is you want to make sure that when you get Sightstone, you're actually using it effectively. Well, I'm reporting this guy. This guy was just terrible. I don't know what he was thinking playing Ezreal support and playing like that. But we'll come down here to vision score. And you can see I normally have the highest score in the game. Almost every time. Seeing supports like Ezreal, if you look there, he has a vision score of 9. 9 as a support. That should never be a thing. I mean, you could look on the map. Basically, if we wanted something, we knew we could take it because I was placing wards down. We were clearing out wards. We were gaining vision. Vision is key in this game. It's almost everything. If you don't have vision, you never know what's going to happen. Sure, things might work out. But the higher elo you go, the more chance that it doesn't work out when you don't have vision. So definitely place it where it's effective, where, you know, the enemy team has to walk through in order to get to where you are. That's the idea of a ward. You're gaining vision of an area that they have to go through. Or you could place it in the enemy jungle somewhere, and then when the enemy jungler walks over it, you know where they are, so your team knows when they can engage or if they have to back off. Anyway, this was a very basic support guide. Thresh tips, you know, level 1, you want to get Flay and then use that Flay passive because in the early game, your auto attack does more damage than the 80 carry on the first auto attack. And Courage of the Colossus, if you Flay somebody, you get that shield as well. So if you auto Flay and walk out, your shield will absorb the damage that they do to you, and you walk away dealing 100 damage to them, and you can do it again in 15 seconds. So that's a very basic trade that almost every Thresh main abuses. Uh, and then with this build, I would, turn this after I finish Redemption. You go into Ruby Sightstone, which gives you 20% cooldown reduction on your items. And that is crucial because then you'll have your items up every team fight. Like pretty soon you'll look at your items and they'll be off cooldown, and it'll be a little weird at first. You feel like, you just used them and they're back up again. But you want to make sure that you're using them effectively. Don't just blow them out randomly. I probably should have been quicker on the mouse against that Rengar when he blew up Lucian. I was looking for him, had my finger on 2 and 3, my mouse on Lucian, but Rengar just blew him up instantly. So, but this build can stop that from happening if you have the reaction time, or if they just don't have a assassin like Rengar that can kill them in 0.2 seconds. This build will keep them alive, and then I top it off with the Knight's Vow, and then I'll sell boots and get Warmog's armor, Spirit Visage, or Thorn Mail. Some tank item, depending on the game, where it's spiraling towards. But that's the build. Let me go over it. I'll show you what I'm running for my runes. So this is what I run for Thresh. We got armor yellows, armor quintessences, attack damage reds, and this is why your Flay passive scales off of AD. So essentially when you see attack damage reds, this is actually giving you, it says 0.95 attack damage. When your Flay passive builds up, this actually gives you 1.9 attack damage for each rune, because your Flay passive does, I believe it's 200% bonus AD. So it doubles your bonus attack damage. So these runes give you more on your first auto than an AD carry does, and that's why you outdamage them early. So you auto them, flay them for the Courage of the Colossus shield, and then you walk off and you laugh at the fact that they can't hurt you, and you just dealt 100 damage to them. And that's just Thresh's support early game. And then Magic Resist blues. You can switch these out for scaling MRs. I've also tested out cooldown reduction blues and magic resistant quintessences. That works as well, but not quite as well as this page does against mage supports. Now, if you wanted to, you could take out the reds. If you want to make 2 pages, I have a page for 2 pages for Thresh, Jan, and Leona. This is Thresh against AP matchups where I take armor reds, magic resist quintessences, health per level yellows, and magic resist blues. And this one is just pure defense. They're abusive like a Zyra or a Brand. You're going to want to take this page instead, because it nullifies a lot of their damage. And then just late game, you get a lot more health at level, I believe it's level 9. These scaling yellows become more effective than flat yellows, and that actually helps a lot. So there's the rune pages. My masteries, this is what I run on tank supports in general, but especially against or on Thresh. I get the Wanderer movement speed, getting back to lane quicker, roaming around faster. This is a pretty crucial mastery. Secret Stash I also take. You could take Runic Infinity if you wanted to, but I prefer the Secret Stash. Meditation over Merciless, because you don't need to do damage. You don't need this. So take Meditation. The likelihood of you getting a kill anyway is really low. I know I got 4 kills that game, but I mean that's only happened once in the last month, and that was this time. So take Meditation. Dangerous Game always. I always take Dangerous Game. You could take Bandit if you wanted to, but I feel Dangerous Game is much better. It keeps you alive in those tight trades or tight fights where that 1 kill will heal you, and it gives you the HP you need to survive. This has saved me so many times I've lost count. So that's what I take there. 12 in Cunning, none in Ferocity. I take Recovery, Siege Master. You could also take Explorer if you wanted to. I run this as well. It's just when I feel like I'm under a lot of pressure, like in that Jinx and Ezreal game. I walked out of tower with barely any HP left, and that was because of this mastery. It's 8 armor magic resist. You think it's not that much in the early game. That helps a ton. So I definitely think if you feel like you're gonna get pressured under tower, you can change your masteries before the game in champ select. This definitely helps. Or you could take the Explorer, whatever you want, but I rarely ever take Tough Skin. For down here, I do take Runic Armor on Thresh because of his Lantern and the Relic Shield. This helps out quite a bit, as well as the build that I go with the Face of the Mountain and the Locket. This amplifies that as well, so pretty good mastery. Insight for quicker summoner spells. You could take Perseverance if you wanted to, but I feel like Insight is a much stronger ability, especially on supports. Tenacity or Swiftness for catch supports almost every time. It's just crucial. It's very helpful. And then again, Courage of the Colossus. Now, if you wanted to, you could cut this at Insight, go with Intelligence, and then take Windspeaker's Blessing, and this will also amplify your shielding and your healing. And it's actually pretty good. I've tried it, and it's worked out quite a few times. You could take Stoneborn Pact, and that, when you apply CC, gives healing to your AD carry. So if you hook somebody, flay them, or if they run into a wall on your ultimate on Thresh, or this is basically Thresh's guide for masteries. But basically, when you apply CC, it heals them. In the early game, I don't see this very effective, or at least as effective as Courage of the Colossus. So I prefer to take Courage of the Colossus because, again, anytime you hook or flay them, you get this massive shield, and it makes for a lot of trades going in your favor. It could save you your life, or it could just give you a little bit more time to apply CC for your AD carry to finish up the kills when you die, or even before you die. So I definitely recommend taking Courage to Colossus, but you could run either 3 of these. I would not recommend running Thunderlords. I've seen some Thresh players do it, but if you're in there long enough to where you're auto-attacking and flaying to where you can actually proc Thunderlords, a lot of the time you're getting chunked as well. So the trades at best go even. And then late game, you're not even using Thunderlords. It doesn't even do any damage. It's not helping your team, and it becomes a waste. So I would not recommend running Thunderlords. If you're going to be coming down the cunning tree, definitely go Windspeakers. So there's a very basic guide on Thresh for items, runes, and masteries, as well as just basic tips for playing support. Again, if you're a mid lane main, top lane, if you play any other lane besides support, but you keep getting stuck with support in solo queue, I definitely recommend just going to some normals, even into some AI games, and just working on Thresh mechanics and getting Thresh down, because he is so versatile. I feel like there's never a spot where he's not usable, and you'd always have that pocket pick for your ranked games. But that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. If you haven't already, please subscribe. It's very appreciated. Every little bit helps, and we'll see you guys next time.